Yo, welcome to another episode of our podcast, The Musician Corner. I'm your host, Alex.
And I'm Tyree. And we have a very special guest.
Very special guest.
Talk to what's your name, bro? Introduce yourself.
Well, I'm sure.
No one knows you. They barely know what's
I'm
up.
sure you guys already know. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah,
big dude, big name. I'm
Yeah.
kind of a big dude.
Oh, like that. Oh, okay.
Kind of a big dude.
Okay, I feel you.
Nah, but I'm Terrell. This is my brother, Tyree.
Okay.
And I guess a long time friend.
Long
Alex.
time. Long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
So what made you want to be on the podcast today?
Hey, dog. Okay.
Yeah.
What made me want to be on the podcast?
Yeah.
Um,
You just hit it.
I woke up this morning and was like, I feel like crashing something today. So
That's what that was?
yeah.
That's a very professional answer. I can appreciate it. They made a whole movie called Wedding Crashers, where people crash.
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean,
that's
it's in the
pretty
wedding, but podcast crasher, I guess.
Oh, you can start a whole
That's
thing.
what I need to start doing.
Start
Yeah.
crashing
Crashing
podcast.
people. I know some more people
Crashing
got podcasts.
podcast.
But
Hey,
yeah,
you can be the
on the
podcast
podcast.
crash.
the podcast crash.
You'll be on the news. And everybody watch out like
Hide your
hide your
hide your
cameras.
followers.
Crashing everybody
Because
out
I'm
here.
coming. No, just playing.
So, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
How about you?
I'm doing good, man.
How you doing?
I really didn't care about me. I want.
Yeah, I showed time to get so I had to get
Yeah,
it.
how you doing?
Are we rating out of 10?
Yeah, we do mental health, physical health, everything. Do you watch I Am Athlete?
Do you watch us?
Yeah, I seen like
Well, how you know?
order of the videos.
How you know that? If you want, okay. But yeah, how you doing, though, bro?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
I would recommend this life that I'm living. Yep, 10 out of 10.
Ooh,
Living the
okay.
life? Oh, is that a gospel song?
I'm living the life like I'm golden. I think so.
I think it's a gospel song, but I ain't sure.
Or
So
will
I
that
don't-
be? Will that be? But how was your week, bro?
It was pretty chill,
Chill week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Went to work,
Man, I got some stuff to get out of my chest. But we hadn't talked since my boys got
It
bounced in
only
the
been
playoff.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so my boy got bounced in the playoff.
Y'all trash.
Brooklyn Nets.
Y'all went out
Nah.
man.
You know what?
Look,
Who
I'm
am
gonna
I-
give it to y'all.
who am I a fan of?
I'm gonna give it to y'all. Y'all played.
Who am I a fan of, though?
Yeah.
I'm a Kevin Durant fan. So,
Yeah.
Don't put y'all. Put the rest of the team.
KD did hit
KD
best.
played phenomenal.
But honestly, the only thing was y'all were hurt. Jay Harden was playing, but he was hurt.
Why play if you that hurt?
Shoot, it
But he
better
was
than
like
not
a
playing.
shell up. Man, I like Mike James coming off the bench more than I like James Harden trying to push through that injury. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you can't say he didn't give it all he got.
But I ain't need all you had when you had enough capable bodies on the bench who could have gave. That's all I'm saying. But I just want to get out of my check because my Nets, they supposed to win the championship this year. They didn't. Shout out to the Hawks, though.
I was finna say that.
Shout out to
I
Phoenix.
don't even really watch basketball like that, but
Yeah.
I like seeing those memes of little villain
Yeah,
Trae
Trae.
Young. I love it.
He loved it, though,
I
bro.
love
He
it. Yeah.
embracing his role, bro.
Yeah.
He really was a. You didn't see when how he did the boy
Did he
like
do the
that?
shimmy?
He did, then before he shot, he said. Then he. I said, what that boy not different?
Man, the
been-
fact that
he been a
I was
problem,
watching the
though.
game. The fact that he made that, I was like,
He been a problem.
Man,
Yeah.
I was watching, and when he hit, I think it was Milton Gardner. No, it was Drew Gardner. Man, he crossed over, he got fouled, he shot the little floater up, and then John went in. I said, boy, that boy ridiculous,
Yeah,
boy.
nah, he
But
was
they got
feeling
spanked the other night, though, as I
they
said.
did. But they also got spanked in Philly that second game.
But I don't.
Milwaukee got spanked against Brooklyn in their second game. So
I can't see.
getting spanked don't mean
I genuinely
Might
can't
be
see.
motivation.
I can't see Atlanta beating Milwaukee.
the fact that
Was
how
it
they
not
won that
2-1?
first game is 1-1.
1-1.
How they won that first game, but I mean, I'm like, y'all can.
I mean, that was on the road.
Come Milwaukee
too, though,
will-
so that's
You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, but I just can't see them beating them boys.
Come Milwaukee will.
Yeah, but they also wasn't supposed to be in the final or the
Eastern.
conference.
They not. It's been. I'll tell you, I don't know
They
what's
beat
going
the
on
Knicks.
here.
I was like, oh man, the Knicks probably.
The
They
Knicks
probably make it to
But I'm
the
gonna tell you why I
East
knew the
Conference.
Knicks. I'm gonna tell you why I knew the Knicks weren't gonna make it for. Cause they whole game was just trying to get Julius around the ball and let him play 1-on-1. And it's like that don't work the same.
When the playoff comes.
Yeah. Everybody guarding you.
Mm-hmm.
And the Knicks ain't. I mean, I like Derrick Rose and all that, but the Knicks ain't got a bunch of the other folk who can just do
Yeah,
it to
they
you
don't.
when you need it like
Yeah.
that. And you need that in the playoff.
For sure. I agree.
What you think?
No, I was just sitting here and you were saying the thing about the Julius Randle, and I thought you was going to say he's not that guy. I thought that's where you was going.
He's good.
Yeah,
he can be a good. He'll be a good number 2.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
he
think he can be a
young.
number 1 though.
He young, so I can't say he can't be a number one.
But he be out of control a lot of times. To me,
that been his problem.
he be out. I be like, even though he be making the basket, be getting to the, I just be like, he seems like he just out of control. But Giannis be out of control sometimes to me.
Man, Giannis.
He's definitely gotten better recently, but
Giannis be tripping me out when I watch Giannis play. And I ain't realize how like Giannis is a good basketball player as far as he can dominate a game. But if Giannis ever have to go in his bag, you ever see a play when he need to pull out some move? There is not a single move.
that's all he doing. He gonna pull that over somebody.
I seen him reset. He backed up. Reset. Between the legs.
Go time.
That didn't work. He backed up. Did it again.
He like go time. He just normally stronger than everybody.
I said he finna keep trying to run by this man. Like looking at him.
Yeah.
The dude like, I see you. I'm like,
That's why I don't think they gonna make it. That's why I don't think. That's why I'm like Atlanta can.
But if he could pull up, it'll be real. It'll be perfect.
Yeah.
If he could and then pull up, it's over.
But you also be able to defense out doing that.
Mid range, yeah, like ask him to shoot three.
For Giannis, like, cause his whole game is like the dude.
But I'm saying if
he's a good finisher though.
I'm saying, but if he had all that skill he had, and then he could pull up,
That's what everybody been saying.
it makes it so much harder to guard him.
They been saying that about Ben Simmons too. If he
can
could just pull
I
up.
don't talk about Ben. Don't talk about Ben. Don't talk about Ben.
I like
Because
Ben
I don't want to
Simmons.
say nothing bad about Ben because I've been speaking good on Ben for
I
so
like
long.
Ben.
But right now, you know,
I defend Ben.
I can't say nothing.
I still
about
defend
him.
him. I still defend him.
I'm not.
And I wouldn't even own him like that, but seeing all the backlash he getting for not
I'm
scoring,
not gonna. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not defending him no more.
I'm defending
I'm not.
him.
No, he got to. I'm at the point now. You got to show me because I've been talking you up for
It ain't even.
too many years.
But what I'm saying,
And you
though,
ain't showing me
but what I'm saying
5
is,
points.
as a coach,
5 points.
as fellow players, we all hoop. You know the people you play with. I already know if I pass it to dude, he ain't gonna shoot like that.
5 points.
I get you, but
5
the coach got to
points.
put you in a good position. That's what I'm saying. Like the coach already, then the coach gonna get on air and just throw you under the bus. Well, can y'all win with Ben Simmons?
I don't know.
I know.
Now that was low down.
I'm like,
I'll leave if I was Ben though. That would have made me leave.
I hope you leave.
Did you watch it? You know what?
I know you'll be watching it. Like that.
Phoenix looks. I like Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix
you know
look good.
Devin Booker, that boy. That's a dog.
I'd be happy if CP got his ring.
Who Devin Booker?
CP.
CP.
Chris Paul.
Oh.
Yeah. Chris Paul got his ring. I'd be happy.
I
But
need to start back watching it just for the end of the playoffs.
Shannon Sharp
Yeah.
called Paul George polyester P.
Oh, I seen that.
I like Paul George. You know,
I follow Shannon.
yeah,
I follow him on Instagram. So
I lost some
know
respect for
everything.
Shannon though, bro.
Why?
Why?
When him and KD went at it.
Why you lost respect? Because they
Because
got
he
it
went
too.
at it with KD.
Oh, he went at it. with-
Not because of that. Cause I don't be. Sometimes KD be out of pocket. I be like, I don't know KD. But what happened was Shannon reported that KD said, "Man, I won all these championships." It's a misquote. He misquoted KD, and then KD like, I ain't even say that. And then they go back in a little bit, and then Shannon just block it. And don't never bring it back up on the show. Don't never bring it back up. I'm like, you can't misquote somebody and then never acknowledge that you misquoted this person. And then you be like, I'm gonna be the bigger man, and I ain't gonna go back and forth with you. It's like, bro, you misquoted me. Like, at least be like, oh, I'm sorry, I misquoted you, and we can go on about it. So, legit. But I still look at him, I still follow him, but I lost a little respect for him because of that.
Shannon funny to me.
He hilarious. Yeah,
Hey,
I
man,
know.
hilarious.
He still.
Skip.
Yeah.
Skip.
Yeah. Skip.
I know
So-
Skip be sick of hearing that, boy. Skip like,
Yeah.
man, every time wrong that joke call my name.
Yeah.
No, hold on,
Yeah,
you know who be wrong?
Who?
Max Kellerman will be wrong.
Man, Max can spin
You
something.
feel it?
I don't know who Max is.
He on first take.
He the one who
Stephen
said,
A.
you remember they were talking
Oh, I
about,
don't even watch Stephen A.
Oh, yeah.
they was like, who would you want to have to say, take a shot at the last second? Steph Curry and Andre Iguodala. This
Yeah.
is Jack
Oh, that
Nicholson,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
He talks. I won't eat a dollar.
Yeah.
Fade the universe on line. I won't Iguodala. I said, how you say that without laughing?
He was serious, though. He done said it multiple
But
times.
$1.
He could.
He
But Steph is.
I heard y'all trying to get him. The
They-
Lakers.
We don't need to try to get nothing but a championship. I don't care who we get.
Ain't
I don't care who we get. As long as we don't go out there and get Benson,
What about Russell Westbrook?
we can have our love.
You think Russell and LeBron can work together?
Russ can work with anybody. Russ is amazing.
He can't work with anybody.
Yeah, he
They want
can.
him and James Harden button head.
They want button head,
They play style different.
but they didn't butt head.
They kind of butt head. Then they were saying that Russ didn't like how James used to just be running the meetings and coming in late to the meetings and all that stuff. So, yeah,
Russ is just a dog. Russ is
Yeah.
better. You got to be a hooper to be on team.
That's what I think. Look,
You
I
gotta take it
asked him
serious.
about this. Let me ask you about this. I think a Russ for Ben Simmons trade would be
Why would you do that?
great
For Philly?
for both teams.
How is that good for Washington?
Cause you got shooters, you got Bertans, you got Beal, you got shooters around him. So the lane gonna be open because he got like mad shooters around him. His problem in Philly is that it's him and Joel Embiid. They like to be in the paint. So just something to think about. What you think?
I think that could work.
Plus, Russ can't be on the team with Joel Embiid.
They
don't get along.
I
feel like like after the trade they'll get over it.
Yeah, but I did forget about that.
They don't get along at all.
I forgot about
but that's just because they're opponents. So
no,
that's
bro.
that.
They have.
I think they got a look. Yeah, I think they got a real.
They have a real dislike for you.
I'm sure Russ got a no trade clause, probably.
No trade to any team with Embiid on.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Now the Lakers can go get Zach LaVine and relit.
Yeah,
that's like one of my favorite players, and
they were saying Philly should be looking at Zach LaVine.
His whole career gonna waste it down, though, boy. Yeah. That boy be going off. Don't nobody even get to talk about it. So today I'm gonna pay your flowers, Zach. Nobody ever give them to you. Your overall should be a 93. Your overall should be a 93 on 2K.
What is it?
It probably like an 86, something like that. They be playing. It should be a 93.
Do y'all play 2K?
I used to. I don't play 2K21 because it's trash.
I ain't played in a minute. You still play?
No,
I know you be on FIFA, right?
I was playing.
It's horrible.
You beat him?
Probably.
Yeah.
I probably beat you.
He done fell off big time, bro. Tyree used to run the controller, bro. And then you get beat on the last second layup.
You beat me on layup?
Yeah.
Y'all play FIFA here? Or not?
No.
He told
one
me
of my controllers messed up.
For what?
For
PlayStation?
Yeah.
He had 2K17, right?
I got 17 and I had.
I think when we were playing with 17.
Like
17 is more fun.
Yeah, he likes 17.
That's when I used to get the ball to Crip Hall and I shoot the same that shot all game.
Boy.
You remember the name?
That the one. It got the little green meter on that, don't it? It say when the relief perk.
So they couldn't be mad because they saw my releases are always green.
This man used to get the release
perk with Creepy. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying.
You like, bro.
And I don't need the meter. I'm not looking at the meter, so I know you.
That junk used to make me mad.
I used to come off the pull up, bro.
Figure out who I used to play with.
Probably Dwayne Wade.
I want to play with
the Raptors. I know one.
Yeah.
Used to kill the Raptors with.
Bro, Kyle Lowry.
Oh yeah.
2K, bro. Kyle Lowry was the truth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That man was so good.
Y'all should have got him.
Info.
That's what y'all should have pulled that trade. The Lakers. He would have been perfect. But anyway,
I don't want to talk about Lakers. We ain't in the playoffs. I don't even want to talk.
We ain't in.
I don't feel like we're talking about the burden I've been having to carry around.
Especially because everybody's still up in y'all lap.
They just not. But
man, the Lakers can be down 4-1. I mean, they out the playoff. They'll still be like, we coming back.
But the crazy thing is because LeBron did that before.
Man, yeah.
He didn't.
So
I lost.
But he also had Kyrie.
That back in my gambling days. I lost some money on that. Somebody bet me while they was up 3-1. I said, boy, you got to be a dummy, bet. Yeah. Man, every game, look, after that second one, and it got the 3-3, I said, man, you get that sour taste in your mouth, I started like, I know I ain't about to pay that man no money over there now. I Steph Curry, I know you're not going to let me down like this now. Yeah. LeBron had cut his game sliders like that, see. I'll tell you, boy.
Nah, he caught the NBA front off. Hey, Draymond Green got to go. He was out game 5. He was a wrap from then. But yo, what y'all been up to lately, bro? What you been up? You still?
I'm looking at you.
He said, y'all.
Cause Tyree been in management lately, so that's still working out for you.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like,
hey, you had to fire some people yet, or?
I told you I had to write some folks up. Now last week, I think I told you, bro. It was so funny, bro. I done died laughing. Y'all might not laugh at it because y'all don't understand how this don't work. But we at work, you're not supposed to work ahead, right? Like, you have your workstation. You're not supposed to go to the next station and do what you gotta do. Because you might block somebody from doing whatever they gotta do. Also, you can mess up your process and you can end up forgetting something another time, right? So this dude at my station, we got downtime for like an hour probably. We waiting on parts, right?
So y'all just chilling?
No, you're not supposed to be chilling. You're supposed to be cleaning up.
Oh, okay.
Bring your line balance, all types of stuff like that. You're supposed to be being productive. So, but I ain't sitting. I don't just sit down and be watching them like that. I be like, y'all line down, please do this, and third. Then I go about my business. You feel me? I ain't finna sit down and just sit on your shoulder all day. So the line get ready to start. I go and do it. Like, Tyree, I'm finna go to the bathroom. He said I worked the head a little bit, so I'm straight. But I'm thinking like 1-2 card, right? Like, all right, that ain't that bad, cause I know what he had to do. I know they ain't messing nothing up. So he goes to the bathroom. Next thing I know, I hear on the radio, I'm zone 4. This is from zone 2. Zone 3 goes. That means zone 2 calls. Zone 3 goes. Zone 3, whichever one of y'all operators put parts on the head. please tell them to stop. We cannot inspect the cars. And I'm sitting there in my head like, Lord, this is a long way down the line. I hope that ain't my person, right?
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking. I'm like, I hope that ain't me, right? So they keep on. So they're like, if you do it again, we stop the line. There's like 2 cars.
Yeah.
So he do it again. It's a 3rd car. So he done went past the inspection. Y'all don't understand how far this is. This is literally. He went at least 18 cars down, at least. And this is not what messes me up. The fact that he worked ahead ain't the problem. The fact that I wouldn't have did it because that's a long walk. Like, I would have said, I got to walk all the way down here and walk back. That would have killed it for me. I would have said, all right, 3 cars at my limit. After that, I'm overworking.
Yeah.
This downtime, we chilling. So this is what I hear on the radio. After they find out who it is. Tommy, come down here. I said, no, not me. I said, it was him. I knew it well. I get out of boy. I get out of there. They were blowing their top, boy. They were fussing and everything. And I'm sitting there like, man, y'all, he ain't no better. But then the kicker, once again, he went to the bathroom.
Right, that was
he don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
He come back from the bathroom. He finna do it again.
No.
He walked down there with 3. He came down there with the parts in his hand. He finna do 3 more calls. Shorty said, as soon as Shorty saw him, that was him. I said, good. I was sitting there like, he was like, they were saying, don't you so long do that, no more, do that thing. He told so. Turn around. I went out there, bro. I thought I tried to talk with folks because I'm really trying to keep a job because they were hot. I walked out down and talked to them.
They gonna fire him for working
Boy, they don't play. You gotta follow the rules now. So, doggone, especially something like that that causes downtime, which is losing money, you can't be doing stuff like that. So I go back down and I'm talking to him and I'm sitting there like, bro, what was you? I said, bro, what made you go that far down the line? He told me, I ain't realize I went that far. He said, he told me, but when she said it was him, she told me, I thought they were going to commend me for my hard work. So when they started fussing, he was caught
Take it back. Me?
Hey, I done laughed at that man so hard, man.
But that's a clear case of like an employee not understanding.
Yeah, he didn't know about it.
Like not understanding that and like the repercussions and stuff.
Yeah, so I said, look, bro, just please don't never ever do that no more. I said, you pulled a number there anyway. I said, I used to work that job too sometimes, and I would work a little ahead as long down, but I ain't never been doing it. I know that. In case my employer watching it. I know I haven't been doing it, but that's the past. We ain't gonna worry about that. But doggone, I would work no more than 2 or 3 cars. Cause once again, like I said, it's a long walk to be walking all the way down this line, and I'm already working hard. So
I'm saying though, like, does it make his job easier when the lines start back up, or like,
yeah,
why would
you got a process, you got a step you don't got to do no more. You don't got to do that no more because you done it.
Gotcha.
But it's like, boy, the walk. When I tell you the walk, it literally like as far as he went from this table, probably to that stop sign.
He working backwards down the line, right?
Yeah,
he went 18 down and just started putting stuff on. Oh wow.
So he, block
so
over.
When they get to him,
so we had to go down there and take the dog on.
Take all his stuff off.
Take that junk off so they can get in there and look at the boats and stuff.
I got you.
So they were 38. That junk was so funny, boy. I don't laugh so hard.
Yeah.
I said, boy, you pulled a number. I said, I know you did that. So that was funny that happened.
But in part, I mean, if people had worked after that, like if they hadn't caught it, that could have been a bigger problem.
I mean, inspection is right there. But the thing is, too, this is what they didn't tell the dude when he went down there and put it on in inspection. One of the people from inspection, I ain't gonna say who, told him he could put it on right there.
At that time.
Yeah, so then he thought it was fine, but then he went past inspection. I get they had already inspected it, so it didn't matter. But then he went past inspection. So then, dude, when they fussing about it, dude didn't tell nobody. He told him he could put it on right there. Yeah. It took me finding out that he told him, and then I had to talk to him like, hey, did you ask him? And he was like, yeah, I asked him. And so then I had to go back and clear it up with the phone. Like, yeah, he went down there because he was just leave him out there to dry. Like, you ain't told him he can do it. You feel me? So I had to try to save it. Well, they were hot. Boy, I had to politic for him.
Man, that's crazy.
So it was funny.
So you really doing manager stuff then? I mean, you politicking for your employees. Like, you really?
I mean, they good employees. They really do some crazy stuff.
You really a boss out here?
I ain't no boss. I still get told what to do. If they tell
you're a boss, I mean you don't get told what to do.
Oh, I was saying, cause my boss tell you need to write up them. I don't be want to write nothing up, but if they say write you up, it's between me and you then, and I'm sorry. They ain't gonna write me. They ain't gonna write me up because they ain't write me.
All of y'all going, and I miss my trip.
He said, if I give up my hood,
y'all.
I ain't going.
I ain't going for it. But I was thinking about
I thought he was gonna say like, Cause I would have probably phrased that different. I probably would have been like, I can say this easy now because I thought about it long and hard. But I wouldn't give up my Holy Ghost.
But because
But he just was like,
he didn't even think about it at all.
No, easy choice.
Easy. But like I thought about what he was saying, I was like, he right though, bro. We all had the opportunity. They would be getting at me, bro. Like even with my wife, sometimes I be eating food, and we all go to the same restaurant.
I know he feel about it. Kind of heard you say that too many times.
We all went to the same restaurant. You had the same opportunity to get food at the same restaurant that I went to. Why are you trying to eat my fries?
Well, I will say it like this.
Are you one of them people?
I'm definitely one of those. I will purposely not order something because Crystal ordered it. And
no, bro.
Like, yeah, because I don't, like, she'll order like some bacon.
But she asked you, did you want something?
Yeah, she'll order like some bacon. She'll order like some bacon potatoes or something like that, right? I know I ain't finna eat all that. I ain't gonna eat it. But I want to taste it.
Okay.
I want a little nibble. So if she go and she said, hey, you want a burger? I was like, yeah, I want a burger, some fries. She's like, I'm getting this. I'd be like, oh, that sounds like it'll be good for a bite. But not for, like...
But you at least warn her that you might want to bite.
Well, she know now. Like, she know now.
You talking about before that.
But before, I just would be like, yeah, I'm going to eat some of yours. Or she'll ask me, do you want fries? I'm like, no, I don't want fries, but I'm going to eat some of yours in my head.
You'll blow me. That'll blow me.
That's what I'm saying,
bro.
bro.
That's how I be feeling. I be like, bro, I'm telling you. Well, actually, I don't know. It depends on what it is. Sometimes I want to share it because it be real good. But like if it's something we can get all the time, if it's something new, no, I understand you can try. But if it's something you know,
okay,
like I said, if it's some wings and some fries, and you went to the wing spot, you got some wings, but then you didn't get no fries.
Yeah. Because
you knew
I was getting fried.
I ain't get these fries because I wanted to share half of my fries. Right. I got these fries because I want all my fries. I got extra ranches and everything for my fries.
And then I also be thinking of it like this. Like, because sometimes we'll order the same thing, and then like she'll get a bunch of other stuff too, and I'm like, that ain't healthy to eat all that by yourself.
So you looking out for her?
Yeah, I be trying to look out for her, so I say, all right, let me eat some of that, so it don't get caught up here. And,
nah, brother. Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Nah, we gonna stop while we're here.
I understand.
Man, we know, you know it's gonna be like put out to the masses, bro.
You ain't saying that wrong.
Okay, I'm just making
sure. That's all.
I'm just saying, I don't want it, because it's easy, because we're in quarantine now, you already easy. Well, you know, we opened it back up now, but yeah.
But technically, COVID still is.
Man, COVID don't exist no more. We done told you that before.
I'm gonna be the one to say it.
Man, COVID ain't real no more, bro.
COVID out here, look. COVID out here like I told y'all when folks took no mask on, COVID started licking it up. COVID said, boy, ain't good in a minute, boy.
But the crazy thing is, like, most people gonna build up an antibody. Like, it ain't gonna even be a thing to them.
I mean, honestly, I ain't scared of COVID. But I'm gonna wear my mask because I'm used to it.
I done
got so used to wearing my mask. If I don't wear it, I just feel weird. Cause I realized we should have been wearing them the whole time.
Anyway. We said that, yeah.
Like if you sitting at Subway, like Subway working, my food right there, they talking. I know they spin when they talking. You need to have a mask on.
Yeah, I a lot of the stuff that came out of the quarantine and social distancing, I was like, man, I could get used to this. I can get in a line and I got space, but
yeah. I like paying for my gas, and then you know who it used, how it used to go. But sometimes certain people, you can be paying for your stuff at the gas station, and then they come get their stuff, put it on the counter. Yeah. I'm sitting here like, man, bro, I ain't finna my transaction. So I like that little thing.
No, we got a lot of the thing. I was playing ball with a dude who had his mask on. He was like, man, I ain't even trying to get the common cold, bro. I'm gonna wear my mask.
Well, I'm saying, like, at that point, you can't, like, I promise you, if you go to work and you coughing, boy, if somebody be like, hey, he was coughing today. You go tell me he was coughing today. Boy, you out for a COVID test, and you gotta be out 10 days anyway.
Regardless of the test is negative.
Either way, you out them 10 days because you got no symptoms.
Is it paid or?
No, you ain't get. In my organization.
Right. No, I'm saying that's the only one you can speak of. You can't speak of.
In my organization. No, you just out for 10 days.
Oh, bro.
And you know, folk need 10 days of money, boy.
But I'm saying y'all be out there just holding coughs in.
Who? Man, boy, it's been time. Why the hell the cough for? Why the hell the cough for a hold? Why the hell coughs and sneezes?
I tell you.
It was cold, you know, it was getting cold, so you niggas know we want to run all that. Boy, I be sneaking to go blow my nose. Boy, I be talking. Boy, I can't let nobody know I gotta blow my nose. I'm telling you, I gotta.
I'm glad we work from home.
Yeah, y'all ain't gotta worry about it. Y'all can have COVID and still work.
We back in the office then. Like for 2 days.
2 days a
A
week.
hybrid. Mm-hmm.
What, Monday, Tuesday?
Tuesday, Thursday, which is
That's a good time to do it.
So,
You got your start the week at home and the week at home.
yeah, it's decent.
So,
Decent.
And what's your job? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And what's your job?
what's my job?
Your job. What is your job title?
He don't know that why he asked you. I'm like, what Terrell
I
do?
told. I'm gonna tell you.
I know he fine for all that.
I told you
What?
That what happened one day when he
I
told.
don't fire people.
Man, one day Terrell, I stayed with Terrell. When I stayed with Terrell, Terrell came home. He said, "Man, I thought I was gonna fire somebody today." And I said, "Who are you?" I said, "When can you do that?"
And then when Tyrese started thinking like,
Well,
I want to get in the man.
You gotta think. Do I like being a manager?
So you are a manager.
So you are a man.
So what
like,
is
what
your title?
he's saying? What's your title at work?
Because it's gonna lead me to my next question.
So if you look at my email tag, it says vendor reconciliation manager.
Okay. So if they had issues,
That
they come
sound-
talk to you.
You know, Terrell, you
Like
sound
the
really
vendors.
important.
Vendors, internal stakeholders.
Okay. So you okay?
I can see that. You
So
seem
you
like
conflict resolution.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, but it has mostly to do with like payable concerns, like if things don't get paid.
Yeah.
Things that get
So
paid,
you
but
be
they got
okay.
paid.
Okay.
the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
So you like a bookie, huh? Hey, where my money at, bro?
Yeah, so they basically be like, "Where my money?" at?" And I'm like, "Well, let me figure out what's going on with it." And it's usually something simple, or something broke along the process, because it's almost like a assembly line for a payable. Invoice comes in, upload it to the system. There's people who go in there, manually put things into the system, process it, kick it over to another team. They do the next thing, and then the payment kicks out. Something usually breaks
Between that.
on that assembly line.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like your guy working all the way
Yeah.
down.
He's broke. Okay.
And you went to school for that, right? For 4 years?
Yeah, I went to school for business and major in accounting.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of on that line, but it's more like finance operations.
Mhm.
than
And did you always know, like, when you were growing up, you were like, man, I want to be an accountant, or was like, or did you make like a decision, like what decision do you feel like you made that led you to become? Cause you feel like you're doing pretty decent in life, right?
Yeah, I feel like it was probably like a mix of a bunch of decisions.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't one decision that I was like, I want to be an accountant when I grow up. Because if I think back to myself as a kid, I probably wanted to be like a athlete or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I probably wanted to do that, or like an astronaut or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying at one point did.
Like when did
At
you
what
start
point did I
realizing?
say I wanted
Yeah.
to do that?
Because I think we all have dreams of something at some point, and then it was like, you know what, this is what I really want to do.
So I started thinking about the things I was good at. And so I'm really good at like analyzing things, figuring out what's wrong, fixing it. And I'm also really good at math. So it kind of just worked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I probably made the decision to go to school for accounting just because I had a friend who was going for accounting. So I had a friend's name was Jamel. We was in class one day. I think we had some class together, and we was like, "What school you going to?" And I was like, "Well, I got into Georgia Southern." And he was like, "Apply to Georgia State. That's where I'm going. I'm getting my accounting degree." And I was like, "All right, I'll apply."
Yeah.
And
Then one of the
pretty
best business schools in.
It worked out that way.
in Georgia.
It worked out that way. Like I went and I was like, this was the perfect choice for me.
Especially for that major, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked when you went to Georgia State. I had a good time when you went to Georgia State. You just pop over there. We go play basketball.
Yeah, it was a cool
All
experience.
types of stuff. But
I still feel nostalgic every time I go to downtown. I'm like, man, I spent 4 years here.
back in the good old days.
It feels like it.
Yeah, for real, man.
Really
When you really didn't have like this, not that life can be stressful, but just the life in general. But just like when you can go play ball. Hey man, we're gonna play ball. Okay, I'll be there. You ain't gotta think twice about it. You ain't gotta think about, man, I gotta get up in the morning, my ankle gonna be hurt, my knee. It's just
I'm
like,
telling you what
it
it's
just
like.
go. So
I'm like, shoot, I'm already tired as it is. I only throw weekend tired on top of my weekday tired. I'll never make it to Friday. But like, I think the question I really like, what I was trying to phrase it is, like, you know how we growing up, we all made like decisions about what matters and what don't matter. Like, all right, I want to hang out with friends. I want to do my schoolwork. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to take honors class. I want to take regular. You know, all the little decisions you made. And I'm just saying that because I know we all three different people, but we all, I feel like I do pretty good. I'm
Mhm.
doing pretty good. I feel like you're doing pretty good. I feel like you're doing pretty good.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? As far as I know.
Right.
But also, we took 3 completely different paths to get where we at today.
Right.
And we have 3 different jobs. And we made different decisions growing up. So, I know I didn't go to school.
Mm-hmm.
I went to college, but I dropped out of college. I hated high school. I almost dropped out of high school when I was like 16.
Yeah.
But like, I decided I didn't care about school at all. That was the decision. I was like, man, boy, I'm not studying school. I
At
barely.
16?
Man, no, I decided I didn't care about school before 16.
Okay.
But 16 was when I was on my last leg.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, y'all done got, y'all about got all y'all getting out of me now.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all. But you know, my mama them got me, they put me on through it. They put me up out of there. And also, I don't know
Bet
about
you glad they did though.
I wouldn't even have the job. I wouldn't be able to get the
Yeah,
job I have
yeah,
now if I
yeah.
didn't have a high school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, I think about it sometimes, and I'm like, all right, imagine if, because I was smart,
Yeah, you
but
know.
I was dumb. Like, I was smart, but I wasn't finna do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
See, y'all were pretty smart, but then y'all did what y'all had to do. What was it that made y'all be like, all right, this does matter, and I don't want to live like this, and I don't want to have to work like this to get to certain stuff and like that. What was it that clicked, and when did that start clicking, and like, what type of decision did you start making?
Yeah. So I know for me, the way I was raised, I was in a single parent home. Sometimes lights off, sometimes water off, sometimes lack of food, sometimes, lack of finances in general.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was always, my mom always pushed. She didn't push athletics. She always pushed like education. It's going to be on the way out. Like, you have to be educated, because she wasn't educated. She did drop out of school in 11th grade, went back and got her diploma, whatever. But so for me, it was always educational, got to get education. And so it wasn't like it was challenging. It wasn't hard for me to get it. I know some people struggle with just really grasping concepts and stuff. It was coming easy. And now one thing I wish I had made the decision to apply myself more to my education. But in terms of just like, I wanted to get the A's, yeah, but I was okay with the B. You know what I'm saying? So now growing up, I wish I had been like, no, I want to learn the concept. I want to learn everything there is to learn about this subject. So that would have made me better. But for the most part, the reason I like gravitate towards education is because of how I was raised and just the lack, like from the lack of all those resources. It's just like, man, when I go up, I want to make sure my daughter right now my daughter, I'm saying that, but it's just make sure my kids don't have to go through that same thing.
So it was like purpose driven.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So y'all two raised in the same house. How do you get the lack of education? Like, you don't care about education, and how do you get why was education important to you? And
well, I think I may have been lucky because every teacher I had, I loved. There may have been one or two of there that I didn't, and they loved me too.
Yeah, so they cared.
And so, like, it kind of just fueled me. It felt like every class I was in, it was like I wanted to learn because like they wanted me to learn.
Right. That's good. Yeah.
And so it was easy, like all the way through school. I never even thought about, do I want to do this? It just was something to do. And as I got older and older, it just felt like my path was just already there.
Yeah.
And I just was.
Just walking.
You were just walking in it. That's kind of hard.
Like I never even, like where I'm at today, I don't even feel like I work.
Yeah.
Like I'm just here.
Yeah. Right. Right.
That's that's kind of hard. That is kind of hard.
No, that's true. That's excellent. Like, so then because you were just saying you didn't
I think my whole
gravitate.
thing,
Did you have teachers that didn't care, or did you?
I think my whole thing is, I think I just wanted them kids. I just go do what I was gonna do and want to do what I was gonna do. And then when it came out of school, like the stuff I want to do, cause I've known since I was like probably 8, 9, 10 that I liked to rap and I liked to write. But it took me, but also I didn't have the confidence to do it until I got grown, which is crazy. Because if I had started young, I probably could be further with it. Yeah, but it was like, if you're a kid and you go like, I want to rap, what does everybody tell you? You can't be no rapper. Yeah. Do something realistic. Yeah. That's what they gonna tell you, right? And so my thing is like, well, this is all I like. I don't like nothing else. I'm good at math. I don't like math. I can understand science. I don't want to sit here and be reading books all day and learning the periodic table. I've learned it. I don't remember it now, but I've learned the whole periodic table before I've history is good. I sleep through all my classes, but I can make 105 on the test. That's pretty much how school was for me.
Yeah.
I can sleep through any class and make 105.
Yeah.
I'll wake up on the day of the review. You know how they do a review for the
Mhm.
test. I answer questions, get extra credit, and make 100 plus on test. Everybody in the class be mad
Yeah.
because I keep getting all the extra credit points. But it's like, I'm not finna do no work. I'm not finna do no homework. I ain't finna do no class work. I'm doing nothing but tests. I'm doing nothing. I'm passing off a test.
Yeah.
If I don't pass your class off a test, I'm failing your class. That's how I go. So I hope you be mostly test. That's what I'm gunning for. And I just think, I don't know. I don't think I realized, because you know your parents be telling you, so you got to work, you have to do this. If you don't go to school,
Right.
and you don't realize the reason that they life has had the tight moments it's had. You know how it's been. Like you said, you got all these stuff in the yard, you got evicted, you don't realize that type of stuff happened because they don't have a job that could be paying them more, but you can get a job that's starting you off at like 80,000 or something like that if you go to school, depending on what it is. With me, I can get a job, my first job, I probably made 20-something thousand a year, if that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This job I got now, when I first got to it, I probably was making like, if I was making 30,000, I might have been making 30,000.
Yeah.
No, I make a little decent more than that. Not a whole lot more. I make more than that number, but like I don't think I realized the fact that jump was serious. Like I didn't realize life was serious. Like I realized life went on, but I didn't realize the stuff that affected how your life was. I was just caught up in myself. Yeah. I was just a young kid. You know what I'm saying? No, I think that's just how it goes. I think everybody just. Like, to me, I feel like my thing, I always thought Terrell was like this. I thought Terrell got sense early. Like, I ain't never heard him put it like that. I just thought it was like, man, Terrell realized, like, all right, this is why this is like this, this is why this is like that, and I want that. That's how I always thought he did it. I never thought he was, I didn't never think it was just like, man, it set up that way for me. Like, it just was easy.
So you was just...
It felt natural to you.
Big time product of just the love that your teacher showed you.
Yeah. I think it's a mix of a lot of things. I think it was love from everywhere, like,
multiple sources.
I don't think I looked anywhere really and like didn't feel like people were rooting for me.
And then did you have that? Like,
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't feel like I ain't gonna lie. Like I didn't feel like people were rooting for me.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I ain't mind feeling my teacher. I know my teachers won. That's what I know. I had a couple on there, but most of my teachers, they didn't want me in their class as much as I didn't want to be in their class because I'm getting kicked out.
Well, you were like running on the desk and stuff.
I was a problem. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me to do it. You can't get me. I'm not finna do nothing I don't want to do. And then like I'm finna just play if I want to play. I'm finna sleep if I want to sleep. So I understand them not want me sometimes.
In the class.
But like I didn't ever feel like I had nobody just tell me Tyreek. It was always Tyreek. I was always my mind always felt like folks didn't believe him. Yeah. And so I was like, shoot.
That underdog mentality.
Yeah. But I think it's good for me now because now it's like I don't need like to work the way I work or to get what I want to get. I don't need nobody telling me I can do it. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. Who gonna stop me? You didn't do it for me, so who gonna stop me?
Right.
That's how I see it now.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you feel like you had?
Yeah. Like kind of like Terrell said. Like, man, stuff just. People automatically assume I used to have money. Y'all still be doing it today. Like
I got bread.
People assume I got it all together. And I've always had that, and like it ain't always been that way, But it just that's why I was saying I wish I had worked harder at stuff. Like I wish I had a harder working mentality because stuff did come pretty easy. Like I was saying, like in school, I wasn't struggling to understand. It wasn't no concept in school that we learned that I was just like, man, I just can't. It was just like everything. I'm like, okay, yeah, I got it. But then the first 2 or 3 times, I got it. Like it ain't no, let's take a test on it. Let's do some homework on it. Let's do, so.
Yeah, I don't think I got anything that made me
like how did it work?
No, until I got, because I had a teacher. Her name was Miss Bailey. She was my Spanish teacher.
Oh, yeah.
You had Miss Bailey too?
Yeah.
So, I had that class, had Spanish, got Spanish. I love Spanish. And she was like, Terrell, what class did you in? And I told her. And she was like, you not in no AP classes? I was like, nah. She was like, what are you doing? She was like, I don't think you're applying yourself. And so, like, she talked me into taking AP World History. And then I took AP Calculus. I had statistics, and then I took AP Chem.
Ooh.
Now,
AP chemistry.
yeah,
I heard that's one of the toughest ones.
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's when like I was like, oh my god, you kind of have to like, you got to do more because you can't get by on tests in that class.
Yeah.
Especially Chem, you can't get by on tests. You get by on lab, and lab ain't easy. So that's when I got to like working.
Yeah.
Like you gotta work. You gotta be at the school after school.
Yeah.
See, I didn't have that with. Now I take that back. Like what I was saying, like everything can't easy. There wasn't no concepts I couldn't master. But yeah, I had some AP classes that were just like, whoa, okay. I didn't ever have AP chemistry though. I stayed away from the sciences, but no, absolutely.
My freshman year of high school, all my classes that were core classes, my first semester were under classes, and I'm gonna tell you why I took myself out. I took myself out in the first week I was in there. Not because it was hard. It was because the teacher taught me. Because of course I'm the only black kid in the class. They signing out, they passing out the syllabus, right? Giving it to everybody. Everybody ain't acting like everybody else understand it. Give me the syllabus. Do you understand what you need to do with this? I'm like, do I look dumb to you? Like, I'm in here. I understand the syllabus, man. But I was like, I'm gonna let that slide. But the little stuff after that, it was just like, the teachers I always thought I was gonna be a dummy. And I'm like, I tell you what, I'm gonna go hang out with my folk that know me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm chilling. I'm not gonna come here every day and have to prove to you that I ain't no dummy. I don't care about this junk no way, not like that. You feel me? Like,
I think it's crazy. Well, I don't know if it's crazy how they split up, like honors and not honors. Like, what do y'all think about that?
I feel like you should though, because some kids need to be honest.
Yeah.
You need to.
But how do you allow someone to make the decision to say I don't want to be in a...
After you put them in an honors class,
Yeah.
because you didn't choose honors classes.
Like,
No,
I feel like you have to test them. Because when you went to high school, you have to test into those classes.
Like, even when I took my, like, you know, you take your SAT and your ACT. I took my SAT. I didn't study for my SAT, but I made good enough colleges. I made good enough tests I could have went to. I really could have went to Ivy League college if my grades hadn't matched my score.
Yeah. Nah,
But I didn't study for that jump.
So your question was, how do I feel about honors classes? I feel like there should be a distinction. Like if I feel like you're saying, like if I put you in this class, like you showed the capability of being in this class, then you shouldn't be able to get out that class.
But then you go flunk out.
Why? If you have the ability to
You got the ability.
And if
you
You
tell me you
like
would
me. I'm 100%.
you think you would have flunk out?
Bro, I made a 12 in Spanish off the strength of don't put that work on
But that
my
was
test. Do you think I
Spanish
would
is
just
like
not do
Spanish
it?
is
Spanish is a different.
I made a 54.
no, but Spanish is junior year.
I made a 54 in econ off the strength of I'm finna go to sleep and I'm not finna touch a thing.
Econ is what, junior year?
I don't remember.
But I'm just thinking, your freshman year,
year,
they allowed you to say, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there might be a point to that.
Yeah, I feel like no. If you in that class, like you don't get in honor classes. You weren't like somebody had to put you in that class because you know you didn't sign up for it.
I think
somebody said
somebody
hey,
there was like somebody there was either they believed it in you or they just was
they
like,
wanted you to mess up. Like
no. Not gonna say they wanted you to mess up because I don't think nobody did it. They just looked at it and said, "This kid," because I think they look at the numbers. They probably like this kid go there.
Oh yeah, with the test score.
I was just saying, probably was like
CRCT.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, CRCT.
I done forgot all that.
Yeah. So I bet that's what it was.
But you tested into it, and then they let you say like,
no, I
don't want to do that. Like if it was my school, I would never let nobody say I don't want to do it.
So how do you? Because you said you were the only black kid in class.
Yeah.
You've been in class where you're the only black kid.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I know I have.
I'm trying to think. Like,
well, I don't know if he was the only one.
I'm gonna say the only one of two, one of three.
Yeah,
in the class of 20,
be more like that.
In the class of 20, you're like, so how did that make you? Cause like you saying, you looking around, you don't want to get explained to. How do you feel about that? How do y'all?
It didn't faze me at all. Like, I don't know if it was like I was used to it or what, but it was just like.
How about you?
I don't know. I think cause my personality, especially my personality when I was younger, it was like way more. Like I had like a more. I hung out with the kids that your parents tell you don't hang out with.
Right.
Like when you used to live, my mama. I told you, we was at home with my mama, no fussing. They're like. Told me all your friends are thugs, and then I said, maybe y'all raising the hood, right? Like that's how kind of like I was, like so. I didn't even fit in with I don't fit in with the white kids in the class because I'm too much of a, you feel me, to be at home and be hanging out with them. So I look like that too. Like I look like a. I got my hoodie on. You feel me? Like I look like the stereotype that they would paint as a stereotype. So I feel like it just made me stand out as people assume I don't belong there.
Yeah.
So but I didn't really care. So
I'm saying, cause you didn't care, man. So you just like, I don't belong here, so I ain't gonna be here.
Yeah, like you get it, I'm finna prove it for.
To me, I was always like, I was kind of like Terrell, bro. It's just like, I'm just now recently realizing about the racial things. I know, I knew, but it didn't hit me like that until like recently seeing all the Black Lives Matter and all this. But growing up, I've always been one of three in my classes. I've always been friends with white people. I've always maybe thinking back, if I were to come across something in my memory, I might think like, oh man, it was kind of weird that they said that. But I ain't never think about it in terms of racism and prejudice. That stuff just did not register to me growing up.
I got in trouble in class one time. Me and two of my homeboys, I ain't gonna name them, and the teacher said, it's always the black kid. Straight up. In front of the whole class.
Yeah.
And we were like,
in my class.
And we were like,
well, I ain't gonna say it one of in my class, because it very well could have.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do?
Right or strong.
Nobody believe the kid, especially not us.
Yes,
nobody will go believe.
It just seemed like they weren't gonna believe that if they came up with that. If they put that story, you would have to have somebody on the other side who would corroborate what you were saying. But
they would not go believe.
But if you had come up with that story and ain't nobody else saying, nah, the teacher didn't say that, or I didn't hear her say that, then yeah, I don't think they would have. Especially not where we was at.
We did have to take it on the chin.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with doing that, but I feel like somebody would have believed.
Yeah.
Person.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Especially the group kid that be in the office anyway.
Yeah.
Like I make a regular trip with him. Like, alright, what's up? How y'all doing? The one year I don't get in trouble. It was the end of the year. It was my senior year. Only I didn't get in trouble. I'm gonna tell him. I said, Mom, you realize I ain't said this year. Hey, she was like, you sure did. I made it, dog. I didn't get in trouble.
Never had tried. Hey, can I get a treat? You
know
what I'm saying?
Like, I ain't deserve it.
You want a treat? But
I'm gonna tell you something. Like toward the end of my,
you don't get cold and shit.
I'm the funniest and most scary conversation I ever had to have. Conversation I ever had with my mom when I was getting ready to graduate. So she thought, right, planning me a graduation party. And I was like, man, I can't sit her let to do this, and I'll be back in school next year. So I was like, man, she don't know I'm failing. So I had to go to my mom, and I was like, look, Mom, I don't want you to throw no party. She's like, why you don't want no party? I said, because I might not be graduating. She blew her top. What you mean? What you been doing? I was like, man, I ain't been doing nothing.
Oh, bro.
And I can't say how I passed it on L because I can't, but a teacher, she really looked out for me. I ain't deserved that jump, but Lord, she got me up out of it though.
She didn't want to see you the next year. That was.
I did not deserve it.
How do you let somebody come back?
Yeah. You know what I mean? And my granddaddy told me, he said, Tyree, I'm happy to see you graduated because I knew you ain't deserve it. I knew you ain't deserve it.
Sometimes
you about right, boy.
See, that's your one.
Yeah.
If you start tallying up the people who looking out for you,
you got one.
I mean, she got me up out of it. Shout out to her.
Yeah. Shout out to her.
Because I want to get my GED. That was going to be raps.
What you gonna do then?
You gonna have to.
I don't know.
You ain't gonna make it.
Man, my mind made up. I was through anyway. I had already said, they can't dare see me again.
That what would have happened then because you would have really gave up.
It was over. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you that.
Or go to route because you don't have to have education to be successful in like business and stuff like that. So as long as you had the mindset that you're gonna learn something, like if you we're done with learning, you be done. But as long as you got the mindset you're gonna learn something, you'll be fine.
Do y'all think cause like you said at age 16, kind of like when you were like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Do you think like in Europe they kind of finish their work around that age? Like they start college around the age 16. How would that have been? Do you think that's something we should do in the States?
No, because some folks don't get their grade together till they're 18. Some folks don't get their grade good.
That's when we stop. But if it was, you get into it, because I think the way they do it, they finish middle school and then they go into some type of 2-year, some type of professional type thing. And so it's like, if you want to be, I think I want to be a doctor when I get older. They do like a 2 years. It's geared towards
I feel like
that, but
16
you have like other stuff, but it's like a lot of geared towards that.
I feel like 16 kind of early to be making a decision on what you're doing for the rest of your life.
I don't agree with that at all.
That's how I feel.
I don't agree.
16, bro. I don't feel like you made.
But you made that decision though.
Yeah, I did, but
At
it was a
16.
bad decision.
But at 16, you still made it.
It was a bad decision. You feel me?
Yeah,
And then you still
I
love
feel like
yourself
the
at
younger,
16.
I feel like the younger you start getting up.
into what you like.
Yeah, what you like and like exposed to things that you even don't like, the better. Because you can go to that school at 16 for dentistry, say,
But
and then be like, oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how they.
I hate that.
Yeah, but at least you know them.
Yeah, you.
As
By
opposed
the
to when
time you
you're
come
20.
back, you 18.
Because in college at 20, that's when you really start doing your coursework towards what you like. And a lot of people are like, oh man, I had to transfer out of that. So.
Well, the good thing about like Harris County at least is they have all these clubs and
They do have a lot of clubs.
even like shop and automotive, like all that kind of stuff.
Stretch
They have a
and
lot of
everything.
stuff to expose you to things. You just gotta.
I think they got rid of that construction class.
I don't know. I ain't been.
I ain't
back out
been
there.
so
I'm just
long,
thinking
bro.
about when I was.
I
at
tried.
I
the
think I got
school.
rid of that before I graduated, I think.
Really?
The construction class, yeah. Remember doing that anyway, in that
I
plan?
had construction.
They got
I learned a lot.
They ain't never do it.
I learned a lot in construction. I just didn't like it because certain people that were in there did not respect how dangerous the stuff in there was.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's really what I didn't like.
Yeah.
That was
Like-
a class with danger.
That was the. Well,
That's all.
Yeah,
what the shop
because
is
you,
like.
you take them
Yeah, it
both.
was.
You
Yeah.
take them
Yeah,
both.
that's
One's
it.
1 9 weeks and the next one's the next 9 weeks. So
They done crazy. I took construction. It wasn't known how to do now.
I
I didn't
learn
know.
how.
I don't weld on my job. I told you that. I don't know why you always think I
I
weld.
thought you would.
I build stuff on
That
my
what your
job
papa
all
do
the
there?
time. Huh?
Don't your dad well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I build stuff all the time, but I don't have a clue what I be doing. I didn't do
Did
it.
you right here, bro?
what?
So.
Welding was one of them things, man. That's one of the things I didn't do because the people didn't respect how dangerous it was.
You don't want to get
Like
burned.
I wouldn't even go out there because like you know how you have to prep your stuff and you be looking blah 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 blah. Some of the kids would just reach around with one of them arc welds and just and you know you can't look at that, you go blind or like some crazy junk like that. And you don't even have your thing now, they just do it as a joke.
You know,
So I wouldn't even go out there.
You one of them kids?
Cool. No,
Oh,
I got to
okay.
hit with one of them kids.
No, I told
I would have got to hit with one of them kids.
Oh.
I learned a completely different skill. I learned how to use them like you can bend metal and all that kind of stuff. Like I would do that kind of stuff, and then because I wouldn't even go over
Because they were playing.
Cause they play too much. You get burned and all that kind of stuff. I
Me and my homeboy, we had in class. We used to just agree on what snacks we would go take the class that day, and we just hated them classes.
This man legit was a bum in high school, bro.
Oh, that was so aggressive.
But for real, bro. But for real, though, bro.
I ain't been lying.
Oh, man. But I think why I'm saying that, bro, because you got so much potential. Like, I hate to see people do that, and then it's like,
I mean, look, I ain't
Cause
waiting.
you
I ain't waiting.
just think about how good you can write, right?
yeah.
And this is lyrically, like if you had applied that, or even had a teacher, like if you had to like AP, not lit, but what's the other one? Because lit is when you're reading a lot. AP, is it like English? AP.
Bro, they might have that.
I didn't take those,
Yeah.
but if you
I
had
did.
took one of those
Terrible at that.
and like y'all probably would have had a poetry project or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
And you enter poetry contest. Like, they had a
like
literary
things
team. I
can
was on
come
the
out
literary
of
team.
that. Yeah, like things can come out that you just
Do you feel like
and it's
the fact that you did it was like the fact that you went through all your AP class? Do you feel like that was super essential to your success?
I think it played a big
Yeah.
role.
Mhm.
I think because it's like the teachers you have, they give you like
And
you
you
gotta
gotta
have a
have you
certain
hung out
mindset.
with had something to do with that too? Like hanging out with the right crowd, like not hanging.
I didn't hang out with anybody from high school. But that's me.
I'm saying when you was in school, you
When
ain't.
I was in school, hanging out with the right crowd.
I really.
So I will say I had. I don't even know if I had. I don't even know how to phrase this. Because I can't pick a right crowd because I don't think I necessarily fit in with who I was like I should have fit in with, and so like being around people that I probably shouldn't have fit in, I didn't fit in there either. So it was just like. I don't know how to explain that, but like
Is it like one of them cases of like I'm just gonna say it by race. Alright. Is it one of them too white for the black, too black for the white situations? Or do you feel like it was just like I'm just too?
I think it was I think it was like just a difference. Because if you think about how we grew up, like the simple thing of like not wearing shorts and stuff like that, that automatically, like from my child, I was always like that person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, I got older and I started doing it, but like I was already so far behind being in a clique somewhere. And like my real friends, like the people I was really close to when I was like younger, they all moved away. So by the time I got to high school, I didn't have a core. I didn't have a core group of friends. I really was just, every class I was in.
That's who you kind of.
I was pretty much alone. I didn't have any friends until like a dude moved in. His name was Caesar. He moved to.
Oh, I remember.
He moved into Harris County, and like I met him, and then we just like we was best friends. And then I started hanging out with the people he hung out with, and that became my clique basically. But I didn't have friends for the longest, really.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like me, I didn't hang out with people outside of school. Period. Like, so I went to school, and we might hang out in school. I eat lunch with you. Whenever we have lunch, whatever we doing, if we have class together, I'm chilling with you. But outside of school, I ain't hang out with anybody. Like, just, for one, I didn't even live in Harris County at some time. Like, my mom used to drive us from the Grange to Harris County every day. So I hope they ain't trying to come back and get some back pay.
Hold up.
They trying to get back pay tuition, bro. But I mean, like, maybe 10th and 11th grade year, I ain't even live in Harris County. But I still went to Harris County. But I ain't even live, so. But no, man. That's what's up, man.
So that's what's up.
Let me. I guess I have to put an asterisk by that because I did have people that I was cool with, but it wasn't like.
But you weren't besties though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just like we.
I had best friend in middle school. All I had to do, I used to walk to the house. I used to walk to the house. Every time I change, I'll leave my house, walk to the house, go there, hang out all day, walk back home.
Yeah.
Then I got to high school. I had some friends, but then like I said, we weren't like in the same classes. But then we got in the same classes. But then like life is different now. We in high school. So then I made a new friend who just, you remember my homeboy Destin. That was my dog. That was my dog right there, man. I'm talking about it. Destin was a good friend, and Destin's head was on his head, right? Destin used to try to tell me to do the right thing,
but
you can't. I don't know. like now, Destin to get you like it was fun, bro. Like I'll tell you, bro. Sometimes stuff be going on, so you might be in. You know how it was. You remember?
Destin say some crazy stuff still though.
No, but I'm saying you know some of the situations where like you gotta kind of be on point at certain places because like certain stuff was at certain time, but it was like. Desmond was a good dude. That was a good friend. But like after that was my dog. Then Mary, I'm still friends with her today. Then I had another friend. I ain't gonna say her name today, but I had another friend. She was my friend. She was my dog. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't talked to her probably. I'm not really talking to nothing Mary. That's the only friend I still talk to. That'd be crazy on me,
bro. Like that what I was like. I don't hang out with anybody from high school. Like if I see you. It's few people that if I see you, I'm gonna be like, oh man, good to see you. But I just don't hang out with anybody. A lot of them moved away. Yeah. Some of them up in Virginia, up in wherever they at. A lot of my friends that moved away for college type stuff. But I just don't hang out with anybody.
I would hang out with folks. But my thing be, bro, on my days, oh boy. Like, man, bro, I'm trying to be off of everything. Socializing. Yeah. I'm trying to let this body red, boy. Y'all playing. Why not still? You see, bro, y'all see.
Man, I want to see your feet, bro.
As soon as I get off of work, bro, I'm talking about, if I'm not going to work, bro, I don't care if I'm going to the grocery store, to the mall, I'm throwing some slides on my feet, bro. I'm chilling, bro. I'm comfortable, I'm relaxing. It's too much effort to hang out with folks nowadays. I would like to hang out with folk cool. Like Mary, she's so cool, I would love to hang out with her. I really would. And I think I have a couple times. I went to get food with her and stuff like that. We all went and hung out. But shoot, most times, like, shoot, I need it. I'm off on Sunday. Like, if I'm working Saturday, I'm off on Sunday. That's my day.
What you be wanting to do with your days off?
Days off? Days off, I'm chilling, bro. Like him, I'm chilling, spending time with, I got wife and kids, so my days really don't ever be off. So I'm just chilling with them, going to the park, going to get something to eat. That's what we doing.
I just want to play the game and eat. That's it.
What about you? days off. This man right here be all over the place.
He have some energy, man. He might bust a move.
I ain't gonna say I be having energy because some days I just want to like, I'll cut the Xbox on, I lay on the sofa, and I'll hit the group chat. Y'all playing a game today?
Yeah.
And then if I don't get no message, I'll go pull because I got like 3-4 blankets on my so I just pull that over, go to sleep.
Oh, bro.
I sleep for about 3 hours, wake up, I look and be like, anybody trying to play? They say no. They say no. I might get up, try to read a book or something like that. But like I had this on my laptop, I have this spreadsheet, and it has all of my like things that I want to do.
Mm-hmm. So you got a bucket list?
Well, it has that on one of the sheets. You know, I have different tabs.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the tabs that I often look at is like I'll mention when it has like an education type field.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of my things right now is like I want to learn Python. And so I'll say, all right, my day off. And then I pick one, I do it, and after I've done that one thing, then the rest of the day I can do whatever.
Yeah. That's what's up. I just recently learned Python a little bit, but that's what's up, man. Man, we appreciate you coming on the show, bro.
That's been pretty decent.
This is solid, bro.
You real interesting guy. I knew it was something. I knew you had some sense.
World most interesting.
Yeah, those
Something
case.
The benediction. Please rise for the benediction.
Matthew 6:34, and it's therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has its own trouble, or each day has enough trouble of its own.
That's what's up, man.
That's a good verse.
Just letting us know. I mean, why does that resonate with you?
Because there's so much stuff outside of your control.
Yeah.
And it's only so much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Facts.
That's what's up. That's a good scripture.
So this has been another episode of our podcast, The Musician Corner, with your host, Alex.
I'm Tyree.
Special guest,
Terrell.
Peace.
All right, y'all.